Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video is going to show the fastest fully upgraded service vehicles in terms of lap time. We're quickly going to go over the slowest vehicles right now, and as always the position counter is in the top left with the best lap time the vehicle achieved in the top right. This video only focuses on track performance, so if you're interested in top speed where braking, cornering and acceleration aren't relevant, check the link in the description for the top speed testing series. And if you want to know more information about this testing, including the extent to which it's accurate and how useful it is for you personally, have a read of the full description as everything that you need is in there. This video lists all vehicles and is correct as of the Supersport series update. For vehicles added after that or other classes of cars, check the playlist linked in the second line of the description, and feel free to check out my Patreon if you want to get these testing results a few days before the videos go up every Thursday. So, the service vehicles class is one of the smallest in the game, less than 10 vehicles in this class, and at the bottom end of it we do have the two big bulky buses with the dashhound and just the regular bus as well. The regular bus is slightly quicker, but it's not that much of a difference really, and yeah, they both managed to beat that 2-minute barrier, so you know that's not too bad, but you know, for all intents and purposes they are very slow. Now in 7th and 6th places we've got two vehicles that are all pretty much exactly the same under the hood, they just have different body styles really. We've got the tour bus for the Vinewood tours and the rental shuttle bus. You'll notice that their lap times are 1 minute 46 and the extra bits are pretty much exactly the same. So again, they're not quick, they're the kind of same sort of lap time that we would expect to see from pretty standard vans, you know, things like the camper, stuff like that we saw in the vans video. Same with the Trashmaster here in 5th place. We're obviously up to the top 5 now, 1 minute 45. All these 1 minute 45, 46, 44 kind of lap times, I always equate them to the slower vans because it's pretty much a lot of these bigger, bulkier vehicles get this same sort of lap time, and obviously we've been seeing a lot of them through the last couple of videos. The commercial vehicles, industrial, all that kind of stuff, and there's always some vehicles that manage to be around that 1 minute 40, 1 minute 45 level of lap time. So in 4th place we've got the Brigade, a big difference, a big jump in lap time here. We're now into the under 1 minute 30 barrier, and we're going to get even quicker from this point on as well. The Brigade is kind of on its own really in 4th place, you know, much better than the Trashmaster in 5th, but much slower than our 3rd place vehicle, which is the Taxi. So the Taxi is it used to be the quickest service vehicle in the game, the quickest vehicle in the services class, and obviously as I go through all these videos, you can be assured that all of the vehicles that you see within these videos are all the vehicles that are in those specific classes. So there isn't a vehicle that's missed. If you don't see a vehicle that you thought was in, say, the services class, maybe it's in utility, industrial, something like that. So they're all listed, they're all correct in the classes. But yeah, the Taxi with a 1 minute 17, that's not a bad lap time. Now you can't actually upgrade the Taxi, you can't actually upgrade any of the vehicles here under normal circumstances. So you know, these are all pretty decent lap times for stock vehicles. In 2nd place we've got a DLC vehicle of the Wastelander with a 1 minute 16.9. It's only 1/10 of a second quicker than the Taxi, so they're really close at the top, and even our 1st placed vehicle isn't that far ahead either. But the Wastelander is kind of surprisingly quick for its size, and the same goes for our 1st placed vehicle as well, whereas the Taxi is very similar to a sedan. It gets all of its speed from cornering ability and traction. You know, it's not really good in terms of acceleration. The Wastelander and our 1st placed vehicle are both very similar in that they've got good acceleration, you know, for the class, not overall, but in comparison to everything else. But our number 1 vehicle is of course the great and majestic Dune. The Dune is the quickest vehicle in the service vehicles class with a lap time of 1 minute 15.743. Now at this point feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for new testing videos every Thursday and update videos when new cars are released, and check out other classes in the playlist. But yeah, the Dune, a 1 minute 15.7, great lap time, over a second per lap quicker than the Wastelander and the Taxi. So although they're relatively close, you know, there's only just over a second separating the top 3, which is, you know, a closer top 3 than some classes in the game. It's still a significant difference, and again the Dune has good cornering capability as long as you know how to drive it and don't roll it over, because it does have a slight tendency to do that. But it also has very, very good acceleration as well, so it takes a little bit of the traction that the taxi has and puts it together with the acceleration of the Wastelander, and obviously it's a very big and bulky vehicle as well, so it's quite a surprise that, you know, such a large vehicle like the Dune and even the Wastelander that we just saw in second place can get such lap times. And when you think there's sports cars, there's cars in the sports class that get worse lap times than a Dune, so you know, you got to put it into perspective. And the same for muscle class, you know, sports classics, all of these classes have slower cars than the top 3 in the service vehicles class. So it is a small class, you know. As we see here, the comparison between the Dune and the Wastelander, they are very, very similar in the way that they drive, and also similar, you know, sizes and things like that. Again, none of these are upgraded because you can't upgrade them under normal circumstances. You can actually, you know, they do have upgrades available to them. If you were to use, say, PC mods or something like that to mod them into single player, you would be able to put upgrades like transmission and turbo on them, things like that. But under normal gameplay in GTA Online, you can't take these into Los Santos Customs and upgrade them. So I obviously only test to the point where most people will be able to access them under normal gameplay situations. So that's why none of the vehicles in this list have actually been upgraded, because you just can't. So yeah, you know, not too bad lap times from these vehicles. And the services vehicles class in general, obviously the top 2 are DLC vehicles. In fact, 3 out of the top 4 are DLC vehicles. But it's you know, it hasn't necessarily been forgotten, this class. There's actually more DLC vehicles being added to the service vehicles class than there have coupes. So yeah, it's interesting that these sort of these lesser classes that very, very few people kind of maybe even know about but pay attention to, certainly sometimes have some more interesting vehicles than some of the more mainstream classes as well. But that's pretty much it for this video. Remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed it, found it helpful, subscribe for more, and consider supporting on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.